Hey y'all, how are all my beautiful friends doing? I hope y'all all have had an amazing Thanksgiving and a great weekend. I hope y'all did not spend too much money for Black Friday. I got me some shelves for Black Friday. That was one of my purchases. But aren't they cute? Look, I'm not done and I gotta adjust some, but let's just show you. Aren't they adorable? I love them. But they're on Amazon. They were half off. They're originally $60. They come in this 4-pack and they were, I think I paid less than $30 for the whole set. So great deal. And they're corner shelves. I never thought about this idea and I saw them and I had to have them for my office and for y'all to look at. Anyway, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you decide to join this amazing community. Also, hi, I cannot speak ever. Over here, we do missing and unsolved cases. I upload 2 times a week. I'm trying to figure out a schedule on those videos, but just know I do upload 2 videos a week, pre-record, and then we will discuss them over on a live on Saturday nights on Saturday Night Live. So I hope you will stick around and join us for that. Last weekend, we covered Tiffany Valiante. I have a pre-record for her up here, as well as we did the Saturday Night Live discussion. Today's video is all about missing 22-year-old Laura Nimbach. Y'all, have y'all heard about this case? Because I have not. I have not heard anybody talking about this. You don't really see a lot of details about this case. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter video. Laura disappeared in February of 2009, just after she ended an abusive relationship. She was staying at a DV women's shelter in Clearwater, Florida, when she abruptly left. Nobody knows with who, nobody knows where she went, and she has not been seen or heard from since then. I would greatly appreciate it if you took the time to like this video and also share it wherever you can to help spread awareness for Laura and her family. Laura was born on August 26, 1986, and she was known to be very beautiful, caring, loving, and fiercely independent. She was also extremely loved by her family. She was a great student in high school. She was actually a role model in high school to a lot of the other students, and she was set to graduate in 2004. She was then going to enroll in Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan, where she was going to study nursing. Unfortunately, things did not go quite as planned for Laura. In 2004, Laura was in a relationship, and in 2007, she dropped out of college and abruptly moved to Clearwater, Florida to get away from her toxic relationship. Unfortunately, while Laura was in Florida, she began an addiction to prescription medication. Started couch surfing, moving from different places, staying on different people's couches. And then Laura would yet again find herself in another toxic relationship. And then in February of 2009, Laura ended up moving out into a DV women's shelter out in Clearwater, Florida. At this shelter, they offered several different rehab programs and different just programs in general. February 15th, 2009, Laura reportedly told her cousin that she was pretty pissed off at this guy that was supposed to pick her up from the shelter to go on a date, but the guy ended up being a no-call, no-show. Next day, on February 16th, 2009, Laura left the shelter with an unknown person. Literally, nobody knows why, nobody knows with who, nobody knows where she went. She just vanished. Now, on February 17th, Laura was spotted by a police officer. She was sleeping behind a building near Memorial Park Cemetery in St. Petersburg, Florida. The officer ended up talking to her and telling her about nearby shelters and different places that she could stay, but he did say, unfortunately, I cannot allow you to sleep here throughout the night. Laura walked down the alleyway away from the police officer, and this was the last known sighting of Laura. Now, between 10 and 11 p.m. that night, Laura did call her ex-boyfriend several times, and they spoke on the phone. What they talked about, I don't know. If Laura was okay, if she sounded like she was in distress, I don't know, because I can't figure out what her and the boyfriend even talked about, or her and the ex-boyfriend even. But after this, several attempts were made to contact Laura that had failed. She would not answer her phone. And several attempts to file Laura as an actual missing person had also failed. She wasn't even officially into the missing person system and treated as a missing person until March 31st, 2009. Over a month later. We are coming up on 14 years since Laura was last seen or heard from on February 17th, 2009. Her family says this is not like Laura. This is completely out of character for her. And her family's actually really concerned at the fact that Laura had contact with her ex-boyfriend. He could have potentially been the last person to have talked to Laura.
She was 22. There's so much of life, you know, that she's missed. It's been 13 years. It's huge. She got in a car accident and was prescribed pills that eventually she became addicted to. We didn't know a lot about that at the time that it happened. Out there somewhere living in fear, wondering why we're not looking for her, wondering why we haven't found her. Does she have too much shame to come home for whatever situation she may have put herself in? You know, is she still suffering? Is she being held somewhere? Is she sold into sex? Like, it never, ever ends. So what direction to ever go in and where to stop. It changed all of our lives. It changed my life.
At the time of Laura's disappearance, she was 22 years old. She did have naturally brown hair, but at the time she disappeared, it was bleached blonde. She also had naturally curly hair, but she liked to straighten it, so it was not uncommon for her hair to be straight. She had a tattoo of a pink flower with a tribal design on her lower back and a tattoo of her initials, LN, on her left wrist. She had her nose, tongue, upper lip, and belly button pierced, and a scar on her eyebrow from a previous piercing. Laura also suffers from asthma, and if you have any information at all, no matter how big or small it is, please call it into detectives. Even if you think that it is not going to help, just please hand it over and let the detectives figure out if it's valuable or not. You can contact Pinellas County Sheriff's Department at 727-582-6153, Crime Stoppers of Tampa Bay at 1-800-873-TIPS. I also have an online form that you can fill out. If I can link it, I will link it in the description box below. What do y'all think about this case? Again, I know there's not a lot of detail, but I really do think it's important to make sure that her face still gets out there. It has been almost 14 years. Somebody has to know something, and I really hope they do the right thing and speak about where Laura is. Leave me your thoughts and opinions down below. Please be respectful to the family and everybody that I mentioned in today's video. Also, if you are not done watching and you want to continue watching more of my videos, I will have at the end of this video a playlist on one side and then a suggested video for you on the other. I would love to have you continue watching if you want to. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I would love to have you again subscribe to my channel and join this amazing community I have some of the most positive, uplifting, really good, loyal people over here, and I am so proud of this community that we are building. Also, hit that bell notification and set it to all so you don't miss whenever I go live or whenever I upload a video. And please stay safe out there, stay aware of your surroundings, and I will see you in my next video. Bye y'all, have a great week. Bye.